Oh, we're live. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're at. This is Susan Vanderberg. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Jessy George, and we will find out how she is making a difference in the world. Hello, Jessy. How's it going today?
Great. Hello, Susan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's been a very busy day, and I'm very happy that you're on the show with us today.
I'm honored to
So,
be here.
thank you. I'm very glad that you're here. So you're Jessy George. Where are you based out of, Jessy?
Right now, I live in Virginia,
Oh, wow. Have you been
USA.
there for a while?
I immigrated here from India, so I've been
Okay.
living in Virginia for a while. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what do you do in Virginia?
I'm a data analyst for a university here,
Uh-huh.
working full time. Mhm.
Okay.
I'm also a nutrition and wellness coach.
All right. Cool. So I was interested about finding out your nutrition and wellness coaching. Um, so what kind of problems do you help people solve?
I help people to live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Neat.
so various aspects of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Movement, food and nutrition, sleep, stress, mindset. It's everything, right? Life is everything. It's not just one part.
Did you mention stress?
Yeah, that's right. Reducing the stress is important so that we can sleep better and eat better because
Right.
it's all interconnected, right? If you have
Mm-hmm.
stress, you eat more, and then you will have anxiety and guilt feeling, and then you don't sleep, and then the cycle continues, right? Then you beat yourself up. That's a mindset saying you're
Yes,
not worthy, you're not good enough, smart enough, all the things. Yeah.
I know. I mean, mindset is pretty important too. So, what is the link between mindset and health and stress?
Oh, everything is interconnected. Our
Mm-hmm.
thoughts creates our action. And a thought is a thing that helps us decide things, create things,
Mm-hmm.
all the things. Everything starts with thought. So if you can
Yes.
reframe your thought, you are in a good shape to make any change in your life.
Okay. So, what's a healthy thought to have each day?
Get up in the morning and say, I'm grateful to be alive today. I'm grateful to see this amazing day while many couldn't see. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
I
I
am
know.
here, I'm awake, I'm functioning well, I'm breathing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have come from gratefulness, there isn't anything that can stop you from having a happy day.
Right.
No complaining. When you come from gratefulness, there isn't anything to complain.
I think I'm a great complainer.
I like that. Yeah.
I have a lot to complain about.
Yeah.
But I also make changes. Whenever I see there's a problem, I go and find out how to fix it.
Yep.
But I'm
That's
I'm not an engineer like you are.
Yeah, but that's okay. We are humans. God gave us this ability to think, and
Mm-hmm.
thoughts creates our feelings and emotions, and there we take action from. So if we are from an empowered state
Yep.
every day,
Mm-hmm.
coming from gratefulness and joy, then we can take better actions and better decisions from there. Yeah.
Right. So aside from saying I'm grateful to be alive, what else could we say to ourselves?
So you're doing a good job. Or say, look in the mirror in the morning when you get up and go brush teeth. Say, love you, Jesse. I
Oh.
tell myself sometimes that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least once a day, I look in the mirror and say, Jesse, I love you. You are amazing. Yeah, glad
I
to
don't
see you.
know. Could I say that to myself, like, Susan, I love you?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to
I'll
feel
be like,
comfortable.
oh, I don't know. I'm too shy to say that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to practice to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It happened because I was broken down. I know I was broken, and there wasn't anything in my life that I wanted to do. I just wanted to
Yeah,
not love me anymore. I wanted to escape from this world. So
I know.
this is a practice that I do so that I can be aware that I'm here
Yep.
and I love me more than anything else. That's why I can create change because
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating the change because I love me. I want
Right.
to live a passionate life. I want to become a person who I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what was it that caused you to have such dark times?
As someone who came from India, a remote
Mm-hmm.
village where there was no electricity, no running water, nothing fancy, like no refrigerator, nothing, no electricity.
Yeah.
I came to US because of my marriage. My husband was studying here, got a job and got
Mhm.
married, and I came. I didn't even know what to cook, what to do, or anything. This is all new to me. Things are new, everything is new. So I
Mhm.
still remember following people in the grocery store to figure out what people buy because I didn't know. I mean, this is like, I've never seen a grocery store before. It's like an
Really?
ocean of things, which I didn't know what to pick and choose. Of course, I see all the good stuff in other people's cart. I kind of go and do the similar thing, healthy choice and, all these
Wow.
things that I thought are healthy,
Mhm.
smart ones, healthy choice, but they didn't make me smart or healthy. Within a 4 years, I became diabetic after coming to US
Oh, wow.
because I didn't know what was a cookie or a brownie, or we never had anything. We didn't even
Mhm.
had white flour. Can you imagine? It was not allowed
Mhm.
up there when I grew up.
So, who did the shopping when you were in India?
We didn't have any shop.
Oh,
We grew everything. We
oh,
had
I didn't
our own
know.
rice fields. We had,
Mhm.
family, friends. We all have us land, so we
Mhm.
grow everything and share with each other. So
Oh,
we didn't
wow.
have, just bought meat and fish. Other than
Mm,
everything was grown in our own land.
I
So we
see.
didn't have to go buy anything, and so we didn't know what was a white flour, or I mean, I
Mhm.
heard about it, but it was not accessible. It was not available to buy. Yeah, there was no
Wow.
store nearby. We have to take a bus to go further away, even if we want to go to the city. And it was a hassle. So people never did anything that out of their comfort zone because it was
Mhm.
far away. It was not needed.
Right.
Necessity helps us to take action, but it wasn't needed. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so I came here, and within 4 years, I was type 2 diabetic, and I lived a life like everybody else, took
Right.
medicine, took insulin during my pregnancies. Then I was
Mhm.
also asthmatic, so I had to
Oh,
take
wow.
inhalers all the time, and
Mhm.
sometimes nebulizer and all those things. Life wasn't like an easy way. It was
Yeah.
hard. Even though I was in this big place called the US, life was not easy. I
No, life is
the
not easy.
Yeah, different types of difficulties. Like
Mhm.
springtime, I have so much allergies and asthma. I had a hard time even getting into the car from the house because it's
Mhm.
all pollen and everything covered into the car in the car. So just life was like a totally, hard. And then I got a job here as a software engineer, and I worked 20 plus years for the same company.
Mhm.
Then something happened and I lost my job.
Oh, no.
That's where everything kind of surfaced, my emotions, my
Yeah.
feelings. I felt there wasn't any hope for me because no family here, just me, husband, and two kids. How are we going to raise them? No job means no how to pay mortgage, how to pay tuition, how to
Mhm.
pay for things. Everything is money related, right? How am I
Of
going to do
course.
it?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I cried. I didn't want to do anything, and it just was hard to talk to anybody, not even the family. I didn't know what
Mhm.
they thought, what kind of person I am. I couldn't even hold a job. I mean, of course, I held for 20 plus years, but still,
Right.
I live in a university town, so it was hard to find a job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Definitely. You're competing with a lot of
new
newbies.
graduates. So I took a break, and
Yes.
also a lot of things happened in back in India with my family. My sister had cardiac arrest. My dad
Mm.
was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I mean, he was 94 at that time, but only 2 more years he lived. But that until then he was healthy.
Yeah.
So, but the last 2 years was hard. So all these things, and I couldn't go to India also because I
Mhm.
lost my job, and there was some demonetization in India, all kinds of things. So I couldn't
Oh, I'm
go.
sure.
Made
That's a
me
lot.
more, yeah, made me depressed. Tell everybody I hit the rock bottom, and then there wasn't any more place to go, so I had to rise up slowly.
Yep.
And I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. I prayed. I
Mhm.
meditated. I asked God, why did you bring me here?
Yeah.
If I was to suffer like this, I'm in such a big country and all this place, but I'm suffering. No happiness, no joy. What am I here for? I don't want my children to see my suffering. I asked
Right.
God. He
Oh,
told me I have to love me first. That's where everything starts. If I don't appreciate me, how can I make others, expect something, or expect something from others, or show somebody what it means to live? So I have to start, first started loving
yes.
me. Like I look at the mirror and tell myself, Jesse, you are awesome. I love you. You are amazing. That's why you're here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. And what is the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Type 1 is insulin dependent, means you have to
Mhm.
provide the insulin. People do not produce insulin.
Okay.
Type 2 is food, diet related. It's
Oh.
the food is the culprit for the type 2. I mean, type 1 is always people have to continuously supply insulin
Mm-hmm.
because they don't produce the insulin. So we need to
I see.
provide this. Type 2 is you deal with it with food, lifestyle. We don't move, we don't exercise, we don't eat well, then it can come. So in that, when I lost my job, I was overweight, I was diabetic, I was on too many medications like
Yep.
blood pressure, acid reflux, and also I had edema. All the sicknesses that you can think of, I pretty much
Mm-hmm.
had.
Yeah.
But the problem with this medication is, even though it gives you give you relief,
Mm-hmm.
it damages your gut.
Oh yeah.
And then one after the other, you get reactions. Diabetes causes blood pressure. When
Yep.
you take medicine, it causes acid reflux, and it's just ongoing. And then you have to keep medicine for that. And I was just saying, I don't want to live a life like this. I want
Yeah.
to see my children growing up. I actually created my why statement. I wanted to live, we say urgency and a desire and a, why that is
Mm-hmm.
really motivating.
Yep.
Why that your purpose, your why. That's what my sentence that I kept telling myself was, I want to
Mm-hmm.
live healthier longer to see my children growing up.
Of
I
course.
had them later in my life and I want to cherish them. I want to enjoy them. I want to see grandkids. I want to be
Yeah.
in their moments, wedding and all those things. That was in front of me written down. I would think that every day to keep that momentum of my motivation going. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
created a motivation within me to change. So then I changed my lifestyle, my habits, everything. Everything. I gave me priority. I would get up in the morning and I don't go to the kitchen and make everybody's everything ready. I sit and pray, meditate,
Yep.
and that's my talk to me and empower me, and
Of
that's how
course.
I create a happy day.
So you gave me a. Let's take a look at this flyer here. So your coaching now involves, is it helping people to reverse T2 diabetes?
Not necessary. I say create a lifestyle because
Mm-hmm.
don't want to just address diabetes because
Okay.
it's not the only thing that creates problem, right? We want to live longer,
Mm-hmm.
healthier,
Right.
so that we can do things that we long to do for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Travel, help others, go play with grandkids, whatever we enjoy, walk in the nature, hiking. I like hiking, things like that. But if you're unhealthy, you cannot do that. Yeah, it's going to be such a hard time to walk. Your body aches. Everything, food kind of like creates us the blood, the oxygen, everything we provide, right?
Yep.
Through the food, we get a lot of nutrition. But if we don't eat
Mm-hmm.
the food that is creating um, health, nutritious, nutrition is so important. Minerals, vitamins, all these nutrients are important to heal our body. Our body heals naturally if
Mm-hmm.
I allow it.
Yep.
Like just like a wound, if you cut our hand, we know it heals, right?
Sure.
Similar to that, everything heals if we allow it. That's how our body is created.
Okay.
Most of the people, I'm not saying there are not sick people or anything, right?
Yeah. I
But
mean.
if we are introducing sickness to our life, like through food and sedentary lifestyle, that is going to cause issues to us. That's not what we meant to be. We are meant to
Mm-hmm.
walk, talk, engage with people. We're meant to live a life, a journey
Mm-hmm.
by
Yep.
contributing to the world that we are in so that the next generation can, live a healthy life too.
Of course. So when let's say I just see your flyer and I'm texting you. What happens next?
invite you to have a conversation like this with me and tell me
Okay.
what your issues are and what kind of dreams you have,
Hmm.
and how can how do you want to live a life? How long do you want to live? Do you want to live 100 years? Do you want to live in a old age home, or do you want in your own life have whatever, just talk and see, create that desire within you so that you can take
Hmm.
the life that to the next level so that you can live a healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay. So is your it seems like your program is customized
Yeah,
to the
it's
person.
because everybody, I came from India. My food habits are not the people who live here in
Yeah.
America or who came from Mexico or
Hmm.
Brazil. I have friends from everywhere. We all eat different things,
Of
but
course.
we can all customize our meal with the food that we love. The real food I'm talking about, the real food, not manufactured food.
Oh,
The real food, the food items,
not imaginary.
Yeah, not the yeah. So we can customize it and exercise too. You don't need to
Hmm.
go work out in the gym for a healthy lifestyle. You can walk, you can do a lot
Hmm.
of things within your comfort zone without going to the gym. But I do encourage people to walk in the nature
Yeah.
and enjoy the world around you because it's
Of course.
created for you to enjoy. And there are so
Yeah.
many things you can mindfully appreciate when you get out. We see so many things, squirrels trying hard to hide the nuts, and they're going under the leaves and hiding everywhere
Hmm.
things. Deers coming out. We live in a beautiful place, lots of there's a lake, so we enjoy the water, seeing animals in the water, ducks and the turtle and all those things. They all are thriving. They don't have seem to have any problem. They seem to be happy.
Yeah. That's really important. So does this mean type 2 diabetes can be reversible?
It can be reversed because it's created, so it can be
Hmm.
reversed. Reversed doesn't mean it is healed, because we get the diabetes because we have insulin resistance. So the insulin is not enough insulin is being produced. That means our body has to work harder and harder to produce insulin. So in order for reversing diabetes, we have to adjust our food, increase our insulin sensitivity.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean you're healed, because once you're diabetic, that means your insulin production is not as optimal as it used to be. So but we
Right.
can live without having the complications of diabetes, like losing a leg, losing an eye, having heart attack, stroke, or
Yep.
any of those things. We can live a life without the complications of diabetes
Oh, I've
by
seen them. Yes.
and keeping the blood sugar in the normal level.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean if you eat a ton of junk food, your sugar will go up again. But we have to eat in a way that is healing to us, nutritious to us, where
Hmm.
our body gets all the needs that it needs. Yeah.
Right. Well, I've seen people with some kind of patch on their arms. Is that something
Yeah.
for type 2 diabetes?
It can be used for both.
Okay.
It's called a continuous glucose meter. Instead of pricking your hand or finger,
Mm.
thumb, fingers, you can now wear that. That's a fancy thing that you can always see your blood sugar. So if people are really on insulin, that's type 1 or type
Hmm.
2, this gives them an indication to pump more insulin into their body. If the sugar
I
goes up
see.
really high, they
Yep.
pump the insulin instead of having to poke your insulin onto your belly. And they used to have a
Yeah.
insulin needle you have to poke in and all those things. It all becomes automatic, or you can adjust it because of that new development.
Hmm.
I've never tried one, but I know people always see people having one.
I,
Yeah.
I just didn't know like how did that stays on somebody's arm? Is it a
It is a little cartridge like a thing. It's a
uh-huh.
needle like a thing that you poke into your hand once, and then that thing goes in and sticks there. You cover it with the tape or something. It sits there for until that time a life. I don't know how long it lasts, but
Yeah.
until it expires, then you put replace with a new one.
So there's a needle that stays in your arm.
Yeah, that draws the blood to
Mhm.
this machine. I think that's what I learned. I read about it. I never
Wow.
tried it, but I read
Yeah.
about it, and that's how it functions because it continuously reads your glucose.
I've seen people wear those and I'm like, can I touch it? I'm so curious. Let me touch it. What happens if I touch it?
I know now you see so many people with that. I know I see a lot of people with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, when someone goes into diabetic shock, what happens? I just want to
I
know what
don't
that is.
understand what you mean by diabetic shock. We can
Mm-hmm.
get hyperglycemia
Mm-hmm.
or hypoglycemia. Hyper is too much sugar, and hypo means a lack of sugar in
Okay.
your body. But our body at any time only needs less than 100 milligrams per deciliter of blood, mg per dl. So that's the secret of balanced blood sugar means. Anything above is too much,
Mm-hmm.
anything below is okay up to 70. Below
Okay.
70 means you get very low sugar. But
Yeah.
if you are balanced your blood sugar by eating better, then it won't usually go down below that. But
Yep.
if you're diabetic and on medication, then it
Mm-hmm.
goes up and down
Yep.
because your blood sugar is not balanced. You
Yeah.
have to balance it by providing sugar or taking sugar. It's a it's a fight between the blood sugar and you trying to
Yep.
adjust it. Yeah, it can cause a lot of issues if you are outside working and you're away from
Mm-hmm.
home and all those things. So think about, imagine a life you don't have to do it. If your sugar is balanced, then you don't have to do it.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was borderline diabetic, so I usually keep some candy next to me. So you see me
Yeah.
nibbling on a candy. I mean, I just feel like
Yeah,
the
I
body
know
would like.
that. I used to hide
Mhm.
M&Ms in my drawer and stuff when I was at work. Hey, that's not anymore happening. I don't need that anymore. Yeah, I mean, I can feel it. Initially,
Mhm.
when we used to come back from church, it's noontime. Even though I had a breakfast before going to church, by the time
Mhm.
we got to home, if somebody stopped somewhere, kids want to pick up something or whatever,
Yeah.
I would be like a mad lady. I would say angry and
Oh, really?
hangry lady. I just want to come home and eat some food. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have time to wait over anywhere.
Of
Even if
course.
I come home, I have to give everybody food. Then only I
Mhm.
can eat. So I want to get home ahead of time so I can eat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was
Wow.
really a hangry lady that time. But now I can go longer without eating, no problem. There is no
Yeah.
hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia anymore. That is amazing. Yeah.
So when there's an imbalance, is the result like a fainting spell of some sort?
Depends on, everybody's different, right? If your
Okay.
blood sugar goes down, of course you feel dizzy and wanting to sit down somewhere or whatever, having to eat something.
Yeah.
If you are diabetic for a long time, you can figure that out by your
Mhm.
experience.
I see.
Yeah.
Uh, that's happened to me a few times actually.
Yeah, if you are pre-diabetic, yeah,
I don't
I
know.
encourage you to check it out. Check the blood sugar often and
Right.
A1C often, because the more we stay in the diabetic range, it's
Mhm.
before that it's better to easier. Once you get
Yeah.
into the diabetic stage, the A1C goes higher and higher.
Right.
A1C is the sum of your blood sugar during the last 3 months.
I
That's
see.
all they can calculate. It's our blood regenerates, all the blood cells regenerates every 3 months.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so you get to capture an aggregate value of the
Mhm.
blood sugar for the 3 months. That's what they
Mhm.
calculate. But again, it's always better to prevent it than deal with it later.
Yep.
Then it is more, you have to have a determination to do that. The formula is small, consistent action. That
Yep.
is that can give us the best results. I call it micro improvements.
Mhm.
So we talked about meditation and mindset, and it's all together. So I ask people, do you know what is 1% of a day? How many minutes? Do you know?
No. Was that a trick question?
It's a true question. Do you know 1% of a day? 1% of a
1%
day
of a day?
is 14 minutes.
Oh, is that right?
1% of a day is only 14 minutes.
Okay.
And we spend so much time on social media or other things,
Mhm.
depends on the person. Okay. I'm not
Yeah,
blaming anybody.
of course.
I don't like to be on the Facebook a lot. I do spend a limited time. But whatever it is, doesn't need to be social media. Whatever takes our attention, like
Mm-hmm.
watching TV or playing games or whatever takes our attention away from us being present at this time here is always a distraction, causes
Yes.
away from our, it takes a lot of time. We say FOMO, fear of missing out,
I know.
whatever it is. But if we could spend other 14 minutes, that's 1% of a day for us, maybe journaling, maybe reflecting on our life, maybe drinking some water and then
Mm-hmm.
writing self talk to yourself and write, read scripture, whatever book you like to read. Few
Mm.
minutes, maybe 5 minutes, go do a walk right here, walk while, another thing I say is most of us who live in US or I don't know any developed country will have a microwave, and
Oh,
we heat up things in a microwave, right? Like
yes.
2 minutes for heating up tea, or 1 minute, like a heating up food. Most likely 1 to 2 minutes we use,
Yep.
and use that time. It's called a microwave minutes, micro
Yes.
improvements, micro minutes. Anything you can think of
Mm-hmm.
micro is small, very
Right.
small. So that
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes while it is heating up, you don't need to stare at the microwave. You can go walk around your room, you can do some squats, you can stretch your body, you can do some arm movements.
Yeah, I've done
So
that.
so many things we can do in that 2 minutes. two
That's
minutes is
true.
a lot of time, because I have a bouncer and try to jump on it. After 10 seconds, I feel like it's been long time.
Right.
So think about that 30 seconds or 2 minutes to 1 minute, 2 minutes that we are staring at the microwave saying, is it ready? Is it ready? Why don't go for a walk?
Mm-hmm.
It talks to you anyway. It calls you when it's ready. So why don't go for a walk or do
Yep.
something different with your arms and legs and move
I know.
and come back when it's ready.
Yep.
Yeah, I know in lunch room and all, I see people, keep the microwave and wait. They're looking at it. Is it ready? Why don't you just go for a walk and come back?
I know, right? Yeah, my food heats up. It takes about 6 minutes or so. So what I do is I get on the my elliptical machine.
Good, good,
I
good.
just
That's a
like
good one.
walking and
Yeah, yeah.
waiting for my food.
Mine is all fresh cooked food, so it doesn't take more than 1 minute or 2 minutes to heat up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I do some stretching, I do some
Mhm.
exercises while it heats up at work, so that I'm moving my body that time. Yeah, it's a fun thing we can do if we think
Mhm.
of the time as an important thing. Like 1 minute, 1% is only 14 minutes. So
Right.
many things we can achieve in that time if we allocate 5 minutes for each of the things. Like 5 minutes to read something every day, 5 minutes to write a journal, 5 minutes to move your body. That's the 15 minutes. You can effectively utilize that time in the morning. The
Right.
morning is the best time to do anything for us because our mind is fresh, brain
Mhm.
has rested well, and it's ready to take on the challenges. So it's the best time in the morning. 15
Mhm.
minutes we can spend with
Mhm.
us without the distractions. It's amazing.
Yep.
So that's why I say it's a lifestyle. It's not one thing, because food alone is not going to heal us. We need heal our mind, our body, and our soul at the same time, because we are humans, and not we deal with so many things. From words from people affect us, actions from people affect us, but we have to learn to release them. We have to learn to meditate,
Mhm.
breathe, fresh air is so important. We are creatures of shallow breathing, because what
Mm.
automatically comes, we just take it. But if we
Right.
deep breathe a couple of times a day, we get
Mhm.
more fresher oxygen into our body.
That
And the
makes sense.
oxygen goes everywhere, nourishes our blood, all over it travels, right? What
Yep.
if we could give? So I want to give you a tip. So the
Mhm.
tool that you have in your hand, something called your pulse.
Uh-huh.
So you can figure that out. And just a fun thing is to look for like a 5 pulse. Breathe in for 5 pulse, hold for 5 pulse, then breathe out for 5 pulse, hold for 5 pulse. It's just an easy tool you have anywhere, grocery store. Who is going to worry? But you can hold your hand, just stand there, and as if nobody's not going to know. It's your hand. You can breathe.
So you're checking your blood pressure that way?
No, to breathe fresh air, just
I see.
intentionally breathing than automatically breathing.
Yeah, we
Just
need to do that.
increasing the breath time. You can increase the count, from five. pulse to 6, 7, 8, something, whatever you can feel. I'm saying there's a tool right here
Mm-hmm.
that you can access.
That's true.
When you access the tool, you're paying attention to your body. You're not just trying to, dream
Mm-hmm.
something,
Yep.
you're bringing attention to your body. That helps you think that you're breathing and
Yes.
you are nourishing your body, and that
Definitely.
oxygen is going all over all parts of your body, from your heel to your sole of your toe, all the way to head, your brain, everything is nourished by that oxygen that you take in,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you know
I know.
yeah.
Wow. I was just looking at the time. We have to sign off pretty soon. So what I we there's a link that's been scrolling across the screen. Can you tell our viewers what that's all about?
This is a 7-day low carb recipe with the shopping
Oh,
list I created for everybody to use it.
okay.
Yeah, and if you are in my email list, I do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of workshops and things like that, free classes that to help and encourage people to create a healthy lifestyle.
I
And a new
see.
class is coming on 13th of November.
Okay. That's in
It's
a
a
few days.
Saturday, it's a Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
It's about 5 essential things to live happier and healthier and longer.
Okay. Well, that's important for people out there who are,
Yeah, I have lots of free resources, blog posts, recipes, everything on my site.
yeah, people who are searching for something to help
Yeah,
them move
yeah,
forward with living a more fruitful
yeah,
and healthy
yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah,
Okay, so I see your flyer here.
yeah.
So these are other ways that people could get a hold of you, right?
That's right.
JessyGeorge.com,
Mm-hmm.
and then the text. So
Number.
they
Mm.
can text you directly, and it'll
That's
be Jessy answering.
yeah. It's just my phone number. Yeah, you can text
Okay.
me. I don't want people to call me because I'll
Oh
be at
yeah,
work and I don't pick up the phone.
that's okay. And you might get a lot of spam calls.
That's right. I don't pick up
You
phone
sure
at
you
all.
want
So
that up there?
if people on my family and my friends, they
Yeah.
know, they can text me
Okay, good.
and I will reach out to them. They know I'm at work, so
Yeah,
I can
of
call them
course.
back. We
Right.
text and say I'll call you at this time, then I can call them back. Or
Yeah.
I tell them, please call me at this time, and they will call me back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Right.
spam calls can go away like that. So I don't pick up the phone.
Well, you're busy, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I don't
Gotta
want to
text you
talk at
later.
work. I'm not like I don't have my own private space. It's a
Uh-huh.
office. So I don't want to be
Yeah,
talking
no,
on the phone.
I know. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
get in touch with Jessie any way that you can.
Yeah.
Check out her link. It's really cool. I mean, she's offering a freebie. I mean, that's really generous. So check it out. Um, all right. So before we sign off, Jessie, anything you want to say to
If
everybody?
anybody who is hearing this
Uh-huh.
is worried about the consequences of type 2 diabetes or not being able to age healthfully, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. And, I am not forcing or anything to do anything, but let's have a
Mm,
conversation and figure out if there is something we can do to encourage you. And I offer support, encouragement, accountability, everything, so that we can stay consistent. Consistency is the key for anything to improve. Yeah.
right. Wow. Thank you so much, Jessie. I learned a lot today about
Yeah.
type 2
Thank you.
diabetes, and something that we have to watch out for, especially with the diet and health, the lifestyle that we've created. And life gets busy, but then our health is also, it should be a priority, right?
That's right.
And I think with Jesse's program, that can help people get back into like the right mindset. What's more important?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for having me.
Of
And
course.
yeah,
It's
if
my
I can be of
pleasure.
any help to anybody, please reach out to me. Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Jesse.
You.
This is Susan Vanderberg, and we welcome all of the guests who are making a difference in society to come join us. So please reach out when you have a chance and maybe share something with the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Susan Vanderberg signing off.